Hello and welcome back to the Wii U 5. You know, I ran into this kid, he was about 12 or 13, and of course, we're both looking at video games, but I'm looking at Nintendo games, and he snobbishly says, Nintendo is for kids. I look at him, and prepared for this very situation, I said, but wait, if you and every other 12-year-old plays Call of Duty, doesn't that mean Call of Duty is for kids? Splatoon is Call of Duty for kids. But by kids, I mean anyone who's a kid at heart. Nintendo has finally brought us their take on the shooter genre, and it's all about ink. Shoot your team's color of ink on just about everything from the floor to the walls, and sometimes into the mouth of another player. Does Splatoon accomplish the goal of providing Nintendo fans a taste of that addictive shooting taint? It's a common moniker of Nintendo games that controls are accessible to everyone. That is, indeed, still the case. It takes no genius to figure out that no skill is required to be useful. Simply offload your ink everywhere you can, be it away from all the action or right in the face of the opposition. Even if you suck at shooters, you can contribute to your team, and that's a plus in a genre composed of primarily memes about skill. Splats don't mean winning, and inking can be equally if not more important. For those that really get into and keep diving deeper into the ink, there's also a decent amount of weaponry and equipment, though not as much as I had hoped. The weapons all have various functions and stats, but so far I have found that they're mostly balanced. The map more heavily influences how well a weapon performs, but sadly you can't swap equipment between matches thanks to the lack of loadouts like many other shooters. Equipment also has abilities, what I refer to as perks, that you unlock through use. Thing is, only 2 maps rotate regularly at a time, so you can figure out what weapon and equipment works best for both. This also forces everyone to play and learn all of the maps over time, which is basically a silver lining. Not all is peachy, however. When lag hits, and it will since this game is global, it can be very frustrating. From dying a second or two later to not being able to put down any ink, you'll want it to just disconnect when you get a match like this. It's this rage-inducing lag that makes me just want to release the Kraken! You might be wondering why I haven't mentioned the single-player mode, and that's very simple. It's a side attraction. It's absolutely worth playing through. It's a blast, and beating it gives you equipment for your character, but it really is a very long-form tutorial. It even has AI combatants, which is interesting because they're not used anywhere else. Upcoming Horde mode, anyone? Anyway, it's here where the focus is shooting that you can train yourself and become comfortable with the controls, be it motion or dual stick. But let me get to the point here with blunt honesty. It does not add up with the multiplayer suite to be worthy of the total price tag, especially for us North American folks who paid $60. The multiplayer suite is a meager 5 maps, and without nearly enough equipment customization to make up for it. While the first DLC content has arrived, that being a new map, a new weapon, and ranked battles, it's just not close to enough. It's going to be a while before those DLC updates add up to its cost. Of course, the usual side helping of amiibo content is present as well, always a nice bonus for amiibo collectors. Neither good nor bad. There's nothing about the game that's ugly, but when the action heats up, it's an absolute chaos of colorful ink splashing in a focused cacophony of aggressive mayhem. While it may only be 720p, its fluid 60 frame per second gameplay keeps things looking clean. I did run into some occasional frame rate dips, but they're so far and few between that I can't say it's unexpected given the visual chaos. Audio is, surprisingly for the nature of splatting ink, relatively tame and easy on the ears despite its repetition, something that can't be said of games like Call of Duty. While Inkopolis' outdoor area runs at 30 frames per second, the game remains visually clean, smooth, and aurally peaceful overall. While I would have hoped for better graphics this far into the Wii U's lifespan, I'm not complaining about it either. There's just no visual feats here to really speak out on. I like this game, I genuinely do. It's refreshing, it's new, it's simple, and it's fun. But it isn't without glaring problems. Nintendo still hasn't figured out better netcode for peer-to-peer hosting. It's a good leap better than the Wii days, but there's still some work to be done. Furthermore, an absolutely abysmal amount of content for its price is easily its biggest offender. I would have not expected this from Nintendo, and it really hurts a Nintendo fan such as myself to say things like this, but it's the truth. Splatoon is the biggest content ripoff since Destiny. I give Splatoon an 8 out of 10. That's it for today. Subscribe for more Wii U content delivered directly to your retinas. I'll see you next time on the Wii U 5.